Okay.
Do I study astronomy? No. Do I stare up at these and think big thoughts about the universe? Why, yes.
Oh, das erinnert mich ein bisschen an Rachel. Oh, that makes me sad. Kann ich hier rein zu? Ja. Perfekt.
He's smiling, but you know he feels empty inside.
Deep? Okay.
Is a jack-o'-lantern series
That's
too
deep.
on the nose for a New England photographer? The planetarium, haven for astronomers and stoners alike.
Okay.
I told Moses they should add a laser light show, but apparently that's not the point of planetariums.
Schwarzes Loch. Foto. Nein, ich will hereinzoomen.
Your Honor, my head's not in the clouds. It's up in space.
Okay, cringe. Tagebuch. Atme einfach, werd nicht ohnmächtig. Es gibt zu viel zu tun. Ich roch das Feuer, bevor ich es sah. Alles war voller Rauch, als ich auf den Campus fuhr. Ich fragte mich schon, was ich überhaupt tun konnte, wenn ich meine Kräfte benutzte. Würde es helfen oder alles schlimmer machen? Dann sah ich Moses und hörte komplett auf zu denken. Moses und ich haben dieses Jahr meine Kraft studiert. Er musste mich überzeugen, aber nachdem wir erlebt hatten, was passierte, als Safi die Kontrolle verlor, hatte er keinen Zweifel, dass wir sicherer sind, desto mehr wir wissen. Moses behandelt meine Kraft wie eine Frage, die beantwortet werden kann, nicht wie einen Fluch oder eine Verantwortung. Es ist lange her, dass es sich so anfühlte. Wir haben meine Fähigkeit, in ein Foto zu springen, nie ausgetestet. Obwohl Moses sie gern studiert hätte, nachdem ich ihm von all den Ereignissen in Arcadia Bay erzählt hatte, stimmte er zu, dass es das Risiko nicht wert sei. Und das war es nicht, bis er durch das Dach fiel. Eins war nach Monaten des Testens klar. Theoretisch kann ich meine Kräfte, all meine Kräfte einsetzen, ohne die Welt zu zerbrechen. Es wird Zeit, diese Theorie auf die Probe zu stellen. Was ist überhaupt passiert? Ich bin ein Wochenende lang weg und alles geht den Bach runter. Ich habe Crosstalk von meinem Handy gelöscht. Oh, das gab's ja auch noch. Gelöscht. Bro, bin produktiver Kontra. Ich wusste nichts von der Katastrophe auf dem Campus. Aus seinen Nachrichten war klar, dass Moses mir was sagen wollte, wenn ich zurück bin. Aber wenn es da um eine gewalttätige Demo ging, hätte er sich so rätselhaft ausgedrückt. Okay, was weiß ich bisher? Die Cops haben was von einem Fremont-Haus gesagt. Dort begann das Feuer. Und die Demo hat Loretta einen Mob organisiert. Sie kann hartnäckig sein, aber das wäre ein neues Niveau. Wird Moses glauben, dass ich das Richtige getan habe? Zum Glück muss ich mich nicht wundern. Er lebt doch, also kann ich ihn fragen. Loretta, hey Loretta, ich wollte nur wissen, ob bei dir alles okay ist. Ja, Max, warum fragst du? Kein Grund, aber sag mir bitte, falls bei dir was Gefährliches vor sich geht. Nicht mehr sonst auch. Nochmal, worum geht es hier? Es ist nichts, versprochen. Ich wollte nur nach dir sehen. Okay, danke für diese seltsame Unterhaltung. Okay. Oh ja, ich will mir das anhören. Gott, ich hasse AirPods. Ich will wieder Kabelkopfhörer. Ich meine, don't get me wrong, es ist praktisch, aber es nervt mich einfach nur.
Secrets, corruption, occultism, power. Welcome back to Abraxcast, Caledon's only podcast dedicated to uncovering the hidden underbelly of the Abraxas Society.
Okay.
I am your host, Loretta Rice. This is episode 4.
Ich habe
The
vergessen, dass sie
Hall
Rice
of
heißt
Secrets.
im Nachnamen.
It has long been known that Abraxas is no ordinary campus club. It seems to operate by its own rules and logic. Take their recent battle with the administration over housing. The Abraxas House is a Caledon-owned building at the periphery of Lakeport. After the storm, President Owen Teller declared the building uninhabitable and quickly advanced plans to have it condemned. Now, whatever one thinks about the administration's expansion plans, branded Caledon 2.0, university bylaws are very clear that Abraxas students must submit to relocation or risk disciplinary action. But this is not what happened. Instead, students have been returning to the building, squatting in their old rooms, and staging disruptive protests. The planned demolition has been set back indefinitely. Now, my role as a journalist is not to pick sides, but to uncover the truth. And I have come to believe that the reason for Abraxas's peculiar leverage may rest inside the very house they are illegitimately occupying. Sources tell me of a section in the Abraxas house known as the Hall of Secrets. What is contained within it? No one knows. But I'm told it has been passed down for decades and remains very well concealed from even the most senior Abraxas members. It stands to reason that these secrets hold the key to understanding not just Abraxas, but also its peculiar hold over Caledon University. I, your faithful reporter, will not rest until I have uncovered the Hall of
Okay.
Secrets myself and revealed what lies within.
Was zur Hölle? Okay, dann wissen wir das auch jetzt. Cool.
When we were on the road, Chloe loved pointing out Venus and Mars to me in the night sky.
No! Ach, das erinnert mich auch wieder an mich. Ach. Tu mir das doch nicht an.
Yasmin's replacement has some big ideas for the school. Kinda wish he'd keep them to himself.
The Lakeport Daily News, Lakeport Media Group, Lakeport Vermont. Neuer Präsident verspricht mutige neue Richtung für Caledon. Dr. Owen Taylor, der neue Präsident der Caledon Universität, neben der ehemaligen Präsidentin Dr. Yasmin Fayed. Dr. Owen Taylor gibt gerne zu, dass seine Aufgabe nicht leicht ist. Im September übernahm er nach jahrelanger Führung durch Dr. Yasmin Fayed das Präsidentenamt der Caledon Universität. Seitdem hat er sich vielen Kritikern gestellt, die anzweifeln, dass seine vorgeschlagene Campus-Erweiterung und Partnerschaften mit Privatunternehmen den Werten Caledons entsprechen. Doch Taylor lässt sich nicht beirren. Als stolzer Alumnus von Caledon freue ich mich, zu meiner Alma Mater zurückzukehren und die Universität in eine neue Ära zu führen. Erzählt er mir über einen Cappuccino im Café des Everett Observatoriums. Caledon hat im letzten Jahr viele Stürme überstanden, wortwörtlich und für sein Ansehen, doch während wir die mühsame Arbeit des Wiederaufbaus beginnen. Okay.
Come for the world-class education, stay for the timeshare presentation.
Alles klar.
My classroom is the great outdoors. At least until it starts snowing.
Magst du auch keinen Schnee? Verstehe ich. Ich auch nicht. Okay, komm.
I told Dr. Jordan he didn't need to convince me. My own conversations with you were sufficient, not to mention your student ratings. Your intro courses are 9s in a sea of 4s. For you to be so highly regarded, especially by non-majors, is...
Oh, ach, ich liebe Moses. Er ist so ein kleiner Teddybär, den will ich einfach nur die ganze Zeit umarmen.
Well, very highly regarded, it seems.
Max? You okay?
Sorry. Long day. You were saying?
I was just telling Moses that he is officially invited to join the Caledon faculty once he becomes Dr. Murphy next year.
Right, the job offer. I remember.
Oh.
I mean,
Max.
I overheard Vin on a call yesterday. Congratulations.
Thanks. I'm still taking it in. But President Teller's plans for the physics department are very exciting.
This building is the one real investment that Caledon has made in the sciences. With 4 departments under one roof, we need to expand. And that's just the beginning. In a few years, the whole school will look like this, a cutting-edge research institution to rival MIT.
Klingt teuer. Was ist mit den freien Künsten? Ja.
I thought most students came to Caledon for liberal arts.
Currently, yes. But if we want to remain competitive and move past the events of last year, Caledon needs to modernize. Dr. Fayyad was a great leader, and she had an eye for talent. Finding Moses was one of her many successes. But she had an idealistic streak, which reminds me, Max, do your students still have all A's?
If my students show up and work hard, they receive A's. Art is subjective.
And yet we've managed to judge and critique art for centuries, if not millennia. I see no reason to stop on your account.
Max isn't a traditional academic, but she's amazing with her students. Like you said, Yasmin has an eye for talent. She was even talking about creating a photography major.
It's not that I doubt your talent, Max. You're just
Gott,
a
nervt mich der.
beneficiary of her short-sightedness. I mean, a professor, an instructor with no teaching experience or terminal degree, living rent-free in the house that was once reserved for visiting luminaries?
Wie soll ich?
It's like...
My
How is
high
this
school
allowed to
teacher
happen?
was a murderer, bro.
Wow. I do not remember this conversation
Und dann
being
kam
such
ein
a
Tornado
disaster.
und...
Well, duty calls. Moses, contact my office if you have any questions about the offer.
Nerviger.
Man, that guy is just dying to fire me.
You already knew about my job offer. But you had to remember, so... You're not rewinding from later today, are you?
You're good. I'm back from Sunday.
Did you jump back into a photo? We agreed that that was too dangerous.
Ja, about that.
I acted on instinct. I hope it was the right choice.
What happened? Did something go wrong with the gallery show?
No, the show was great, incredible, but while I was gone, something at Caledon went very, very wrong. There was a protest about something. It turned into a riot. By the time I got back, the whole campus was on fire. Look.
That's definitely the campus on fire. Compositionally, it is a bit more abstract than usual.
I wasn't trying to take a photo. I dropped my camera when I saw you.
Dich.
Moses, I'm sorry, but I saw you.
Oh. Wow. Where was I?
On the roof. I tried to help, but I couldn't get inside.
Working on a Sunday. I need more hobbies. Okay. Before you came back here through the photo, did you try to rewind in the fire?
Nö.
Oh my god. I didn't even think to.
Hey, you were in shock. It's understandable.
I've never felt so powerless before. All that destruction, and there was nothing I could do.
That's not true. You bought us time. Time that we'll make the most of. So, where should we start? Fire department? They'll just laugh at us. We should act normal. Search for clues, talk to suspects without rousing suspicion. Which is exactly what your powers are perfect for. Did we do any rewind testing when you were here the first time?
No, we just talked about my trip over hot chocolate.
Then let's change that. We'll practice your skills, and if you run into any danger this weekend, you'll be ready.
Let's get to work.
Moses is right. I need to be prepared for this weekend.
Und Ahoy, willkommen zurück zu nicht Assassin's Creed, ich bin zu sehr in Assassin's Creed verwickelt, zu Life is Strange Reunion. Das letzte Mal sind wir hier stehen geblieben und ich sage, wir schauen uns erstmal um.
Moses likes working on this when I'm around. I'm his Control Z.
Süß.
We've covered a lot of ground these past months together. People started talking about Safi's death like it was a bad dream. Then they stopped talking about it at all.
Pelican Doktorandin irrtümlich für tot erklärt. Paddington-Doktorandin irrtümlich für tot erklärt. Polizei macht Computerfehler verantwortlich. Einwohner erleben kurzzeitigen Gedächtnisverlust infolge. Der perfekte Sturm. Paddingtons unbeantwortete Fragen. Meteorologen vor Ort finden keine Erklärung dafür, wie letzte Woche ein Sturm der Kategorie 3 die Umgebung ohne Vorwarnung treffen konnte. Doch während die Stadt Lakeport sich mit dem Wiederaufbau müht, treten noch seltsamere Fragen ans Licht, nicht ins Licht. Die Doktorin Safi, keine Ahnung, verehrt der Connecticut Universität wurde am selben Tag auf den Campus gesichtet, an dem die Lakeport-Polizei Verdächtige bezüglich ihres Todes befragte. Die Autorin dieses Artikels erinnert sich, wie sie die Todesanzeige für Bayard in dieser Zeitung las. Doch elektronische Aufzeichnungen von diesem Tag sind beschädigt und unzugänglich. Interviews mit Studenten und Fakultät von Kellington enthüllt weitere Diskrepanzen. Niemand erinnert sich an Bayards Tod, obwohl einige sich an eine mit Blumen bedeckte Gedenkstätte auf dem Campus in der Woche zuvor entstinten. Bayard war für einen Kommentar nicht erreichbar. Okay.
After everything with the timelines last year, Moses thinks my powers might have evolved in other ways. Not sure if I want to know if he's right. Moses has been tracking weather patterns along with our rewind testing. No correlation yet.
Das ist gut, oder?
Yeah. About that whole avoid section. No crazy storms in the 9 months that we've been testing my powers. That's something.
Das ist gut.
I'm a good guinea pig. For the most part.
Süß. Ah, das ist sogar gezeichnet ein bisschen. Ist ja toll. Finde ich gut. Besser als wie KI-Scheiße. Okay, da ist ein Foto.
Sophie's been radio silent for almost a year. I wish we knew where she was.
Dieses Bier kennen wir aus Life is Strange 1. Tatsächlich.
Tony and Moses make it look easy. How do you keep somebody that close for that long?
Oh, stimmt, that's his boy. Oh. Hey, boo. Hope you're enjoying your favorite season. Sorry I can't visit until Thanksgiving, but until then, enjoy the flowers. Love, Tony. Okay, Susie.
Moses is so passionate about physics, but as far as I can tell, physics is just loading screens.
Keine Ahnung, kenne mich damit nicht aus. Kann ich nicht beurteilen. Weiß ich nicht.
I'm 90% sure that Harold isn't real. Moses just made up a fake grad student to get an office all to himself.
Moses, du hast das ganze Büro für dich. Bitte lass mir diese kleine Ecke, einen bescheidenen Schreibtisch und Computer. Ich bin in 2 Wochen zurück und es wäre toll, wenn dann auf diesem PC keine Simulationen laufen. Harold. Ich kenne keinen Harold. Okay. Upstairs? Was da?
A cutting from Maya's memorial tree.
Oh.
We're planning to give it to Sophie, if she ever comes back.
Oh.
Yasmin has been through hell in the last year. Yasmin has been through hell in the last year. Not that she didn't deserve some of it, but still.
Ja, ich wollte das nicht. Ich wollte nicht zurückgehen. Ich wollte eher machen. Jetzt habe ich das doppelt abgespielt. Egal. Moses, vielen Dank für Ihre Karte. Meine Zeit an Kellington endete nicht so, wie ich es mir erhofft hatte, aber ich weiß, dass die Universität in guten Händen ist. Ich erinnere mich, wie Sapphire sie kennenlernte und wie aufgeregt sie war, so einen intelligenten neuen Freund zu gewinnen. Ich hoffe, dass sie, wo auch immer sie jetzt sein mag, weiß, welches Glück sie hat, Freunde wie sie und Maxine zu haben. Mit herzlichen Grüßen, Jasmin. No. Und
Aw, May's at the vet. I was in the mood for another staring contest.
bist du ein Lizard? Irgendwie sowas in der Art. Oh, ich wollte dich sehen. Oh, ist das cool.
You really
Goddamn,
understand
wer ist
how
er?
I'm feeling right now? Turtle strapped to a rocket booster?
Das ist ja cool. An irgendwas erinnert mich das, aber ich weiß nicht mehr an was. Ich habe irgendwas im Kopf. Weil ich weiß nicht ganz genau was.
Moses had me rewind after the first scene of Brain Bucket 3 because he, quote, needed to unsee that.
Junge Sailor Moon? Ups. Junge Sailor Moon? Kann ich C drücken? Nein, kann ich nicht. Ich will da... Sailor Moon, bist du's?
When I, split reality in two and then mashed it back together, it wasn't exactly seamless. I offered to help him finish it, but Moses likes the reminder that all those crazy memories really happened.
Ja, nein, ich finde das cool. Ich mag das Bild eigentlich, ehrlich gesagt. Reden. Lyrik. Ich mag den Teppich. Okay, Moses.
I was really worried when Moses said I should practice my powers. But he was sure we could do it safely, and so far, he's been right.
Okay.
You really missed your calling as the host of a children's science show.
There's still time.
Ey.
Let's begin. What was drawn on that card?
Ugh. Seriously?
I never joke about testing, Max.
And yet you're such a ham. One moment.
Time to fire up my rewind powers so I can grab that index card before Moses rips it. You won't be a casualty to science on my watch.
Nehmen.
Yoink?
Welcome back.
Who's this formidable fellow?
That is the evil Swordmaster Frostbite from No True Samurai. Test number 1. Tell me who killed him.
I have no idea. Let me guess. I can find the answer somewhere in this very room.
Who cares? It's a one-strike question. Test failed.
You're the worst.
Okay.
Who was the murder victim? Frostbite? Maybe a fireflinger did the deed. I doubt this little guy starred in No True Samurai, but anime can surprise me. Using a rewind test to get me into anime? Moses is abusing his powers.
Vielleicht.
Moses' secret contraband kettle out in the open? Well, you're definitely no true samurai. But are you the killer? So your name is Mina, but did you kill the samurai?
Did you kill the samurai? Sorry, ich habe ein bisschen zu schnell mitgetan. Ich dachte, sie war schon fertig, aber ihr wisst schon, was sie gesagt hat. Gut, reden wir.
Okay, ask me.
Who killed Swordmaster Frostbite in No True Samurai?
Mina Hiramatsu, the badass high schooler.
Correct. Are you ready for test number 2? Please hand me the object behind that locked door.
Sure.
How dare Moses be good at art and physics? Some of us can barely be good at one thing.
Ja, voll gemein.
If you want me to do something other than break into this thing with a screwdriver, speak now.
I'm just observing my test subject.
Good to hear.
Süßes.
No instructions, just a locked door.
Oh, die Ecke kennen wir zu gut.
Haven't had to break into something for a while. But it's probably just like stealing a bike.
You just love watching me break things for science.
I know I won't remember it, but I still love watching it.
Damn. It's never simple in the time dojo.
Er lacht einfach. Seine Tasse ist RIP. Okay, haben wir das Teleskop schon angeschaut? Ach, warte mal.
Get us out of here!
Oh, crazy. Okay. Haben wir das schon angeschaut?
Moses' pride and joy. Though he hasn't had as much time for the stars since he started studying my powers.
Süßi.
Is this a bonus rewind test? Did you want the mug to fall?
No. That's just a lucky break.
Oh mein Gott. Beppe, woher kommt denn das, Alter? Okay. Das kennen wir, das ist neu. Okay. Perfekt.
Yes.
Bitte?
Max, you have to unbust the door.
What? Fixing it wasn't part of the test?
I think you know that it was.
Was für ein süße Isik. Und diese einzigen Unterschiede. Achso, stimmt ja. Ich kann auch gleich wieder zu ihm gehen. Ja. Perfekt. Geben.
Thanks. I'll put the kettle on. Meet me on the X when you're ready.
So, und mehr habe ich davon nicht gesehen vom ganzen Gameplay. Genau da habe ich dann die Aufnahme abgebrochen, weil es nichts geworden ist. Bin ich dann drauf gekommen. Das heißt, von da aus spiele ich blind.
Probably not a buried treasure, but you never know.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay. I want you to teleport to this side of the room in a particular moment. Specifically, the moment before this mug hits the ground.
Moses!
It does that sometimes. I'm gonna count to 3.
Moses!
Ah!
Moses, unplug the kettle!
Oh, it just does that sometimes.
Guess I'll have to do this myself.
Ach Mann, ich war schon da.
Max, why'd you leave the X? What happened?
Fire happened.
Whoa. And I was just gonna let it spark. Thank you, teleporting Max. What?
That didn't happen before. We had hot chocolate last time, but it didn't combust. I just got back and I'm already changing things.
That's fascinating. Probably best to skip on the hot chocolate today. Let's debrief when you're ready.
Das... Okay. Warte ganz kurz, ich muss... Okay. Kann ich irgendwas fotografieren oder so? Sieht nicht so aus. Ne, nö, dann lass uns reden, Bro.
Please tell me you'll stop using that kettle. For all we know, it burns down the school in 2 days.
I know it's a dysfunctional relationship, but I can fix her. You're right, though. Consider this her official retirement party.
How are you feeling about the disaster I just dropped into your lap?
Still processing. But I'm glad we still have a chance to do something. How do you feel?
Ich glaube, ich würde ja das sagen, bevor
I
ich
know my
traurig sage.
powers are, well, powerful. But that doesn't mean they're dependable.
Choke.
This could end badly. What if it was a mistake to come back here? What if I just make everything worse?
I know there are risks. There's a reason we never tested your ability to jump into photos. But our testing has proved that some kinds of rewind are safe. If you unbreak a mug, the universe doesn't seem to care.
But this? Going back into a photo? Trying to stop a major catastrophe? This is where the bad shit starts happening.
We won't try
Yep.
to change everything. But if we figure out where and how the fire starts, we might be able to change the thing that matters. Let's
Wir haben
take
das
some-
schon hinter uns
What do we
mit
know for
Chloe.
sure? What leads do we have?
The only thing we know for sure is that my powers are going to complicate things. They always do.
Maybe this time is different? We can't stay locked in the past.
Like I can help it. Every time a new disaster strikes, it always brings me back to the first disaster.
Chloe, in the school bathroom.
My Papa.
Trying to save Chloe and the place I love is how I destroyed the last place I loved.
Arcadia Bay, right? It looked beautiful.
It
At
was.
least from the photos you showed me.
It was
It
pretty
was
beautiful.
beautiful.
Oh,
When it was still on the map. How do I know Lakeport won't be next? How are you so calm?
Because things are different. You're an adult with better control of your powers. And you have a brilliant physicist friend who wants to...
also ich sag, für damals, als du 18
do.
warst, hattest du auch genug Kontrolle über deine Powers. Nur mal so zur Info. Verdächtige?
So, who would have a motive to burn down Caledon? I saw signs of a protest, but I'm not sure what it was about.
We haven't heard from Safi since she left.
Moses. No way. I didn't see any sign of her.
Safi's a shapeshifter. She was furious with her mom and with Caledon. Could it be her?
Ich würde ein Fragezeichen nehmen.
I still don't think Safi would burn down the school. At least not on purpose.
At least not the Safi we thought we knew.
That being said, one thing we know about Safi is that she gets reckless when she's angry.
Hinweise.
Vin and Amanda could help us. Vin knows everything about Caledon, and Amanda knows everything about Lakeport. Too bad I can't tell them why I'm asking. They'd never believe me.
Because of the storm amnesia?
We need a better name. That sounds like a disease you get in a fantasy novel.
Well, you turned down cognitive dissonance triggered collective memory loss.
Sometimes, I wish everyone still remembered. The two timelines and everything with Safi and me having powers and...
You could remind them. You reminded me when I started forgetting.
I got up the nerve to confess my secret once. I thought it would let me be more normal and less alone. The universe had other plans.
It always does.
I can't do it again. It's easier if people don't know.
Even Amanda and Vin?
Ja.
Even Amanda and Ven.
Was als nächstes?
So, how do we stop a fire before it starts?
Skill.
Oh, right. My class starts in 15 minutes. I should cancel.
No. Don't make any changes you don't have to. If we mess with the timeline too much, we might introduce new variables.
You know, I saw something in class last time. Reggie took a call and walked away when I got near. I wonder if it was about Abraxas.
Secret society. Shady calls with the Abraxas president. It could be something.
And in the fire, I noticed some Abraxas graffiti. It seemed ominous.
Text me if you learn anything.
Oh, lag.
I'm gonna steal another whiteboard from engineering. And Max? Promise me you'll do whatever you can this weekend. To stop the fire. To save people if it breaks out. Anything. I know there are consequences to using your powers, but inaction has consequences too. Whatever happens, I need us to know that we did everything we could.
I think I need that too.
Have a good class.
Ich will Das Spiel hat begonnen. Ab jetzt liegt es an dir, genügend Beweise zu finden, um die Brandursache zu ermitteln. Denk daran, überall nach Hinweisen zu suchen. Okay. Run!
I'm sorry. So sorry. Crazy day. Crazy day.
Because of your Grand Gallery tour of New York this weekend? I'm amazed you didn't ditch us entirely.
Yeah, you must be freaking out. When do you leave?
Warum sieht sie aus wie Swan? Wie eine. Themawechsel.
You know, given my extreme lateness, I think we should jump right into the lesson today.
Oh.
I know, but I think you'll want all the time we have for this. So, we've been focusing on composition, character of place, dynamic structure, light, balance, movement, contrast. If you've been paying attention so far, when you look out there, your eyes should find endless patterns of shapes and colors. But today, I want you to see something else entirely. I'll give you a hint. It's the most powerful element a photographer can pursue. Yet it's the one thing a photograph can never really have.
Loretta, talk with me.
Take a stab.
Perfection.
Speak for yourself.
That's a good guess. But I'm thinking of life. Human life, specifically. It's all around us. Sometimes it's overwhelming. I know it is for me. But when I turn my camera on one person and focus on trying to see them, really see them, I can feel a connection happen through the camera. So, look out there again. Find someone you don't know, someone who grabs your attention, someone you want to connect with. Your assignment today? Go take their picture.
Oh, come on, don't make us do that.
Strangers, isn't that dangerous?
Reasonable, Max.
Now I remember. I got the same reaction the last time I lived through this day. And the assignment was a total dud. Maybe a demonstration would help. All right, you artsy introverts. I, your fearless leader, shall go first. Observe.
Es stört mich, dass ich das alles nicht weiter hochdrehen kann. Das macht mich crazy.
Hey, sorry to bother you. My name's Max. I'm a photographer.
Schön.
I can see that, Max.
I'm actually teaching a class, and it would save me from looking super lame in front of my students if I could take your picture.
I don't normally let people take my picture, but I'd hate to be the cause of your public humiliation. Shoot. So, why was I selected for this demonstration?
You seemed lost in your book, as if the rest of the world wasn't here. I find that kind of focus exciting.
Exciting, am I? There's a flaw in your plan? Now that we've started talking, whatever you were trying to capture before must surely be gone.
Erinnert mich irgendwie an
You're
Sophie.
right. The camera changes things. That's why I tell my students, you're not
Oh
capturing
my God.
reality. You're composing it.
My nerdy physicist friend tells me that's called the observer effect. Particles jumping around just from being looked at.
I have one of those too. Something about her suddenly feels very familiar.
Sophie? Sophie, bist du es? Ah, ich darf wirklich ein Foto machen, okay. Was, wenn ich dich gar nicht fotografiere? Okay, schade, darf ich nicht.
Well, did you capture my essence?
Jo.
Did my intrigue translate through the camera?
I
Ah,
think
weißt du,
I
das
captured
Ganze.
what you were willing to show me.
Ich kann nicht einfach so fragen.
But I never got your name.
It was so nice to meet you, Max. I hope your students found this as enlightening as I did.
My students. I almost forgot about them.
Oh, wenn ich zurückspule. Ich erinnere mich sehr an Sophie. Cringe. Slightly cringe.
That looked intense.
It was one of the most fascinating pictures I've ever taken. Now go. Spread out. Find your subject. I'll be around if you need me. Was that really Sophie? With a shapeshifter, you never know for sure. But if she's really back, hiding herself on campus days before a massive fire, that is alarming. Either way, she's gone now. I need to use this time to check in with my students and see if they know anything that could help me understand this fire.
Ich war gerade mit deinen Augen falsch.